Ready for an adventure back in time, gang? Then join us as we discover 10 fascinating facts about ancient Greece. 1. Ancient Greece wasn't a country, but a group of city-states. A common misconception is that ancient Greece was one unified country. Sorry to burst your bubble, but nope, ancient Greece was actually comprised of many city-states called polis. You've heard of places like Athens, Sparta, Corinth, and Thebes. What do these have in common? These were all ancient Greek city-states. These polis were typically small in terms of population and size, and essentially like individual countries that only housed one city each. Because of this, each polis had its own judicial, political, legal, and currency systems, which, like we said, basically made them independent countries. Despite these differences, though, the polis shared some common features like language and, broadly speaking, religious beliefs, which helped establish a connection and political alliances between the states. 2. Ancient Greece produced some all-time geniuses.
You're goddamn genius!
English, we're assuming that not every citizen of ancient Greece turned out to be a beacon of revolutionary ideas. Truth is, though, civilization produced many geniuses that helped give rise to modern knowledge. In school, for those of the male persuasion whose families could afford it anyway, boys were taught the fundamentals of reading and writing but also studied musical instruments and advanced topics like geometry and astronomy. Aside from philosophers like Plato and Socrates, these schools also produced some other fantastic minds, such as the astronomer, mathematician, and geographer Eratosthenes, who miraculously gave a nearly accurate figure of the Earth's circumference by comparing the length of shadows at different latitudes. Number 3. Ancient Greek democracy was very different from our own. Ancient Greeks were the architects of democracy, and Athens was its birthplace. However, the political system was far different from our own. Most modern societies practice a representative democracy where citizens elect officials to make most of the decisions. The Greeks practiced direct democracy where they cut out the middleman and voted on issues themselves. There are reasons this system has rarely been used since ancient Greece. To start, it takes a lot of time to attend debates and votes, so eligible citizens needed free time to focus on politics. Athenian citizens had free time because slavery. They had lots of slaves. Also, we said eligible citizens, for them, that only meant males over the age of 18 with an Athenian heritage.
That's oddly specific.
The vast majority of people in Athens had no say in how the place was run. So while Athens is credited as the birthplace of democracy and some of its elements are similar to today's political systems, modern democracy is a very different institution, for better or worse. 4. Did you know that the ancient Greeks invented the theater? They loved watching plays, and most cities had a theater, some big enough to hold 15,000 people. Only men and boys were allowed to be actors, and they wore masks, which showed the audience whether their character was happy or sad. Some of the masks had two sides, so the actor could turn them around to change the mood for each scene. 5. Most ancient Greeks wore a chiton. Most ancient Greeks donned a chiton, a draped tunic made from linen or wool, wrapped and pinned at the shoulders. For the privileged, it boasted finer fabrics and designs, symbolizing social status. Conversely, slaves faced stark simplicity, restricted to loincloths, minimal fabric wrapped around the waist. This stark contrast in attire highlighted the social hierarchy, with clothing serving as a visual indicator of wealth and status. The disparity in clothing wasn't solely about comfort but a poignant reflection of societal divisions and the lack of agency for the enslaved, emphasizing their economic limitations and social standing. 6. The ancient Greeks held many festivals in honor of their gods. To celebrate the god Zeus, for example, the first Greek Olympics were held in the city of Olympia in 776 BC and are thought to have inspired our own Olympic Games. The winners of each event were given a wreath of leaves, and when they returned home, they would be given free meals and the best seats in the theater. 7. Statues of Greek gods and goddesses. The statues of Greek deities found their home within temples, notably the iconic Parthenon. Erected in Athens, this temple was dedicated to Athena, the city's guardian goddess. Inside, sculptures of gods and goddesses adorned the sacred space, honoring their revered roles in Greek mythology. The Parthenon, a marvel of ancient architecture, stood as a tribute to Athena, embodying both religious devotion and architectural brilliance. This revered structure served as a center for religious ceremonies and cultural celebrations, symbolizing the Greeks' reverence for their pantheon of gods and the significance of spirituality in their daily lives. 8. Ancient Greeks could have been partially colorblind. Homer, in his famous works Iliad and Odyssey, describes the Mediterranean Sea as wine-dark sea. Have you ever looked at the sea and thought that it was the color of claret? Homer, actually, names only a few color terms and uses the same colors to describe objects that look quite different. According to Mark Bradley, Associate Professor of Ancient History at the University of Nottingham, color operated in a very different way in antiquity from what we are used to today. According to him, the Greeks viewed color as essentially the visible outermost shell of an object. So the fire wouldn't be red, it was fire-colored. The dirt would be dirt-colored. The sky would be sky-colored, the skin would be skin-colored. They wouldn't talk in terms of the abstract colors that we are used to today. Ancient Greece weaves a tapestry of enchantment through oracles. Ancient mysteries thrive in tales of mythical creatures, prophetic visions, celestial insights, and enigmatic rituals. These magical facets, entwined with philosophy and ancient practices, shape the captivating allure of a civilization steeped in wonder and mysticism, resonating across centuries. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button below and subscribe. See you in the next video.